Invincible, Season 2, Episode 4, the mid-season finale. So, if you weren't aware, but you probably are by now, we're at the halfway point of Invincible, and we're not going to get the last 4 episodes until sometime next year, hopefully early next year, but we will see. So, just wanted to give my quick thoughts and review and synapse of this episode. So let's get to it. So we pick up where we last left, or we pick up at the end of season 1, where Omni-Man is standing over Invincible. Invincible is beaten to a pulp. He's bloody. Omni-Man's just kind of holding there, and Omni-Man just takes off and flies into space. And that's more or less where his journey ended at the end of the first season. But now we follow him as he flies through space, and we just see him flying for a long time, plus planets and all kinds of space-like objects and everything. And we see that a lot of time has passed because he has a beard, and he's just kind of floating around, just contemplating his life, because he was completing his mission, something he was meant to do and born to do by trying to conquer Earth. But since he connected with his family, he's kind of torn by it. He's like, I almost killed my son, or at least those are the thoughts he seems to be having. And it really hurt me. It's something that I didn't enjoy. Why am I feeling this way? He eventually goes to a black hole, and he's contemplating suicide pretty much. He's in front of a black hole, and he's just kind of floating there, and he decides to let go to pretty much kill himself because he's so depressed over what he did on Earth. But before that happens, he notices a spaceship that is getting sucked into the black hole, and he decides to help him. And he takes that spaceship back to their planet, and it turns out it's full of Thraxans, these bug alien people that we saw at the end of the first or the last episode. We then flash forward to the future, and we see Mark, and I'm going to go a little bit out of order. We see Mark again landing on the planet and going to the ruler of that planet, which again turns out to be Omni-Man. So he goes up to Omni-Man, and it looks like he's going to punch him, but he ends up giving him a hug because he's conflicted. He's mad at his dad for everything he did on Earth, all the people he killed and everything, the thousands of fucking people he killed. But it's his dad, and he still loves him. So he hugs his dad, but he gets angry. He's like, why did you lie to me? You lied to get me here again. You're always lying to me. So he tries to leave, but his dad tells him, he's like, I need your help. These people do need your help. You know, I lied to get you here, but I don't know if you would have come if someone came and said that I needed your help. So he listens to Omni-Man about why he needs his help, and this leads to a big twist in this episode, that it turns out Omni-Man has taken on another lover, one of the insect people, and they have a son, which they don't say his name, and I don't know if I should spoil it. I guess I'll just save it for later. But he ends up a son, and Omni-Man's like, I need your help. You know, the vulture mites, they don't breed with other people, and if they do, they don't like it when they breed outside, you know, their genetic line. So when they find out that I had a son with one of these bug people, they're gonna come here, they're gonna kill me, they're gonna kill your brother, and they're gonna kill everyone on this planet. And Invincible gets upset again. He's like, you can't put that stuff on me. It's like, you brought me here to help you, you know, fight the vulture mites. I don't know anything about them. I don't want to, you know, he's very upset about everything going on. He's just conflicted, you know. His dad just said, you have a son, you know, I moved on from your mom and everything. So he's very messed up. And before I finish Invincible's story, I just want to go on to the side stories that were intertwined in this episode. So another thing that's happening is Debbie. Debbie is also very depressed. We follow her in a similar way we followed Omni-Man in the beginning of the episode. She's very depressed. She goes walking for a long time barefooted, and she ends up at a bridge, and it looks like, again, she's contemplating suicide like Omni-Man was earlier, but she decides not to do it. She looks over the bridge, and she just walks to Nolan's grave, Omni-Man's grave, and she just kind of breaks down, just like, why did you do this? your life with me was a lie. Everything was a lie. And she's just angry and depressed because in the last episode, her final hope, this group failed or kicked her out because she's Omni-Man's wife, or was. So she's very depressed and sad. But her journey leads her to kind of get some perspective at the end. Art shows up and they have drinks at her house. And he's just like, you do matter. Everything you did matter. You saved us all. If it wasn't for you and Mark, we will all be dead right now, or slaves. So, yeah, everything, your life, maybe it was fake, maybe it sucked, but something good did come from it. So it looks like she decides that she's going to try to move on from all this pain and hurt she's been feeling the last few episodes. The other two side storylines is Donald, who died at the end of the first season. He's wondering what happened to him, and he ends up going to the house where he died at. He doesn't know he died at. He finds his glasses. So he finds his glasses, and he decides to cut himself to see if he is human. So he cuts himself, and he sees a lot of blood. And at first he's happy, but then he notices the knife is bent, which means he is no longer human. So it really puts him in a depressed state, and we don't see what happens with him because he gets called away by Cecil. Another storyline is Eve. She's very depressed from the last episode where she helped those people and it caused a sinkhole. So she's trying to find her way. She's trying to talk to Mark, but Mark's in space, so she's just very sad and confused and doesn't have anyone really to talk to, or anyone she's willing to talk to. And she ends up getting very depressed and, deciding to go back home and listen to her dad. She stops using her powers and everything. It's very sad moments and everything like that. So let's get back to Invincible. Like, I'm speeding through things, but like I said, I don't know if I said it, I'm a little sick, so I'm just trying to get this video out before too much time passes. So we get back to Invincible, where Mark decides that he's going to help Nolan, but he's like, how are we going to defeat the Vulturemites? And Nolan's like, I'm going to train you, we'll have like a few months, we'll train, and we'll be ready for when they come. But before they can even start training, they hear a big boom, and it turns out the Vulturemites are already there. 3 Vulturemites show up to fight Omni-Man and Invincible, and Omni-Man tells Invincible to take his brother to hide him. So he takes his brother to hide him, and Omni-Man goes fight the Vulturemites. But Mark gets discovered, and the Vulturemites shows up and starts beating the hell out of Mark, like really easily. But luckily, Omni-Man shows up and ends up cutting him, or his stomach open, and pinning him against the wall with this big stalagmite. So Omni-Man and Invincible end up teaming up to go fight the rest of the Vulturemites. And at first, Invincible is doing very badly, but Omni-Man tells him, he's like, you have to fight like you're gonna kill. It's like, this isn't Earth anymore, you can't be holding back. They will kill you. If you hold back, they're gonna see you're weak and they're just gonna destroy you. So Invincible Mark finally opens up his mind, and he like goes into super mode, and he starts messing up the Vulturemite he fights. But before he can do the finishing blow, he hesitates because he hasn't really killed anyone purposely. So she takes advantage of him and cuts him in the stomach with her knife hair thing. But luckily, Omni-Man shows up and just destroys her jaw. And it looks like they won, even though Invincible is badly injured. But all of a sudden, the Vulturemite that he had cut his stomach open shows up and just like punches him in the back so hard it looks like it breaks his back, just shattering it. Practically looks like it bends him in half. So Mark blacks out, but when he awakens, he sees a big spaceship taking the injured Vulturemites in, and then General Thrag, another Vulturemite, shows up, and he's like, you did good, we're impressed. It's like, we're giving you your dad's mission. You have to go to Earth and prepare for our conquest. We'll be checking up on you. And then we see Omni-Man being taken away from him, and he tells Mark, read my books, and then he's taken away. And it's pretty much more or less where the episode ends, where Omni-Man has been taken and Invincible is just beaten to hell, and it's a good cliffhanger. I mean, it's gonna be a long wait for the next episode, but I freaking loved this episode. It was good. Even though we didn't have a lot of crazy action that I thought we were gonna have, everything that happened on Thraxa was really good. I'm sorry, my voice. But overall, it was a fantastic episode. Oh, good ending. Great fights with Invincible and everything. And I'm excited for the rest of the season that's going to come next year. Hopefully sooner than later. If you watched this episode, what did you think? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Let me know in the comments below. Sorry this is a short video, but like I said, I'm not feeling good. But I just wanted to give my quick thoughts and synapse about this episode. Like I said, it's really good. There's a lot to explore. Unfortunately, I don't have much of a voice. Like I said, if you liked it, let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you for watching, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.